interesting. But game number 3, oh yes, it is cursed. Oh.
This is Raven's best map. They have the most wins on this map. I believe they are 2-16 on this map or something.
And that's their best map.
And that's their best
yes.
map. So, still, counts.
Let's see, it is cursed.
What? What?
It is cursed. Well, are we going to see Asmodan coming out from DeYoung once more?
Well, that's definitely one of his comfort picks. Although he has yet to win a single game on Asmodan. It's still a comfort pick because he has played it many times.
Yes.
That's the definition of a comfort pick, right?
For Raven, I guess, and they're keeping the same draft as we go into game number 3. Could be the last game. Illidan banned from the beginning. Of course, this is a gigantic map. They have to think about the macro plays.
Will it still be the response Uther first ban, or will it be the Genji? So interesting. If Raven don't want to mix things up, they would probably go for the Uther here. But they may be having second thoughts. They just might go for the Abathur because they are prone to first picking Abathur on this map. They have done it before, especially in their series against MVP Miracle. Game 1 of that series was Cursed Hollow, and they made some very good early game rotations with that Abathur. Until it all fell apart, things were going good, and they do it.
Oh, nice. Perfectly called by Rally there, and also Hamlin Zeratul has been pretty effective in game number 2, and if with the Abathur hat, with little more time, I think he also could have got picks. So maybe they will be looking for those picks, as this is a little dark map too. As Zeratul will be roaming around. That's the soft counter to the global, especially the false set, as they also brought it out in game number 1 for L5.
So pretty standard picks coming out from L5. The Greymane pick seems to be partly to take away the Greymane from the side that has Abathur, so L5 just looking to cover as many bases as they can in the first rotation here. And as you said, I would love to see Hamlin pick up the Zeratul again. Apart from the last Void Prison in that game, his heroic uses were on point throughout the game, and although it didn't really materialize into a huge team fight victory or anything, he has to be feeling pretty confident about that. And if they were to go Zeratul Uther in this case, then they have something to combo with the Void Prison as well, and I would like to see that happen. Or DeYoung still has Diablo open, and Zeratul Diablo and Abathur always a tried and tested combination. So if Raven don't want to do anything silly, they'll probably go with one of the two. But Li Ming.
Right before the ban phase, I think.
And Zeratul.
Okay.
So
okay, I like this pick, and Li Ming also picked up because L5 and SDE will be looking towards playing Li Ming if he does get his hands on it. So picking both DPS seems to be the way to go for Raven for now during the drafting.
Can't say I disagree with this too much.
See, as you can see, 20 wins and 12 loses. So
the last time Abathur and Li Ming have been paired together was by Tempest on Battlefield of Eternity, where they ran Brightwing Falstad Abathur with the Li Ming and Tyrael, and people questioned the validity of that draft, but they proved that it works. And having the symbiote on top of Li Ming sounds nonsensical at first, but it oftentimes helps Honkano catch those kills to secure those resets, and we could see that happening again in this game today. But I really like the Diablo ban coming out from L5, and the Tassadar ban, something you want to do when your side has the Abathur and Zeratul. So very decent draft so far from both teams.
Yep, and Diablo banned from L5 and taking out Tassadar because Li Ming will be looking towards the reset. They want to get a kill. Zeratul looking for the kill, and Li Ming want to get resets, so limiting that protection off of L5. I think Raven is already having their best draft so far in game number 3.
Jungha has always been extremely good on Dihaka against Abathur. He has absolutely decimated games in that very matchup, The most recent one that comes to mind is when he played it on Cursed Hollow against Tempest in the Eastern Clash. He put out a masterclass on Dehaka against Lockdown's Abathur on that game, so L5 will definitely be considering that pick here. And anything else? Yes, the Dehaka comes out. Uther, good takeaway from Chomp. So L5 still acing the draft as usual.
Yep, and they will actually leave Ariel open there because they take Uther instead, and Dehaka, of course, will provide lots of macro with the global. Solid 2 tanks already with so many CCs. Even Zeratul has to be careful when, yes, he's coming off from the side. Maybe they'll even look for a kill onto Avatar when they want to dive in. Maybe Dehaka can look for the kill.
It's pretty rare to see Ariel go through the...
There's the Asmodan! Here goes Dion, and you can see Darvish. Look at Darvish's face!
Is this a tankless comp? Is this a tankless comp or a healless comp? Choose one. Or are you going to go with the Abathur heal build?
Oh my goodness.
Or is Asmodan the main tank? What is going on?
Bring in there's a Muradin.
So this is a healless comp. They're going all in with the damage.
Oh my goodness. No support in double support meta.
Darvish is not convinced. He is not convinced of this draft at all, but someone locked in Asmodan. He has to go with the flow. I don't know.
I do not know either, but oh, look at those numbers. 0 and 3. 0 and 3. And I will write it. I will leave it. I will not write 4 yet, but I already wrote 0. So you can kind of tell what's going to happen, but no support. That's rare.
Darvish
is a rare
angry. Look at his facial expressions right now. He wants to cry, but he's laughing. And L5, they must be taken by surprise, but a lot of things they can pick here. Taika is always a possibility. They could also go for double support as well if they want to.
They already have Greymane and Leeming on the other side. If they want to bring in
Malthael, very decent pick against Asmodan and Muradin. I really like it.
It's a very strong solo lane also, so that's going to do so much damage against Muradin too. Bringing the Taikas was also okay, but I thought it was a better option to have the mobility there too. So, okay, let's go. We are ready to jump into game number 3.
not.
Raven
does
not have a support. Avatar, I guess a 0.3, 0.4, 0.5 support. Is that going to be enough? L5 seems to be having a better draft, and they actually looked quite puzzled at the very end last pick. But let's go into game number 3, Cursed Hollow. In blue, Raven, Darvish on Muradin, Hamlin on Zeratul, and MX on Leeming, Diong on Asmodan, and Chom on Avatar.
Yeah, and in the red we see L5 with Hooligan on Anubarak, SC on Greymane, Jung on Dehaka, SD playing the Malthael, and Swoy on Uther. And Chom is on the Abathur, so it is indeed the support Abathur, or so we were going to say, but then look at his level 1 talent. It's not a support Abathur. So I have no idea what's going on here.
So from 0.3 support, it went down to 0.1 support.
I guess you could still call the Carapace some kind of healing, right?
Okay, my brain melted, so really you gotta solo this one.
Okay, yeah. Will there be anything to play-by-play, though? That is the question. Are they going to race straight for the core?
The thing is, at least it won't be as long as a team fight as before.
No, but as you can see, they're going straight for the core. Both teams are going straight for the core.
Maybe this will be the core race for the first time of 2017 from Korea. Let's see it as Jonga is...
And Raven is ahead. Their draft works.
Oh my goodness. Are they doing it?
They're leading in experience.
No, do not back off, please. Asmodan is backing off. No, the dream is broken.
They're just playing with their food.
Okay, I think
Raven has this game in the bag.
Oh my. The 4 trade was a decent one, but I feel like a lot more resources committed from Raven actually. Even with Asmodan, with the pressure on, with the pumped up minions from his trade too.
But as we talked about the last time we saw an Abathur face against the Tilhaka, which I think was last week, generally when 4s are exchanged on this manner in a map such as Cursed Hollow, then the side with Abathur has to feel better because, again, as I said last week, you want to have a large swath of terrain in which, oh, but a team fight breaks out. Asmodan, is he going to fall?
Ooh. Maybe? No, not yet, as Hooligan actually joined the team fight very...
Oh.
He was looking for the kill with the cocktail. Cool. Actually got hit too, but did not do... Damn! It's still a very early game, so cocktail did not do so much damage, even though he built into the cocktail build. Yet, he'll be looking towards those stacks at 7 too.
So far, the lack of a support doesn't seem to be hurting them that much.
Not yet,
Maybe Raven are onto something we don't know.
And there's a laser build coming out from Dion at 4. But they can tap onto and Cleave build for the second time in Korea after Rich took it once against the double support.
I thought Rich sort of conclusively proved that you never want to take them.
He said it worked in scrims, okay?
Everything works in scrims. I'm pretty sure Raven's draft worked in scrims.
Q builds from Murden and Zeratul at the same time. Is it going to work? Living already gone. Seems like the team fight has to be going towards L5's side. And
oh!
Okay, Jungha's coming out from the back. He
the
knows
assassination
exactly.
attempt.
He knows exactly. And Job is
running
away. He's trying to at least. Is that going to be the drag?
grab.
Okay, it's complete. There's the kill.
The game is over.
That's the assassin. That's the assassin. That's Jungha, man. You just say the game is over?
Yeah.
I like your analysis today.
Abathur has only 1 life.
Poor Abathur. If he dies once, then it's very hard, of course. But
God, I'm glad I didn't finish that point.
They're actually going all in here. At the dunk is pretty good, doing all the damage, and they do steal the camp indeed. And Hooligan's looking for the dive burrow charge from the side. Can he catch Hamlin though?
Q doesn't connect. SD falls though. Swole is going to fall as well, potentially.
Does get armor from the trait, and he wants to dive in as he will still be half alive with his trait. But meanwhile, they have been soaking so much.
And this is going to be a free outer wall on the bottom keep.
This is unheard of, and I have never seen this. Ooh, Hamlin. I think, are they, I think it's a, okay, I think they actually do not know where Hamlin is, and he's...
Good escape.
Yep, I told you from the beginning of the game, my brain already melted, so I'm sorry guys if I lack in my words a little bit here. But
amidst all the chaos, L5 take the first 2 tributes of the game. So with a solid level lead, with the slight structural lead as well, and staying ahead in the percentage camps in general, L5 definitely in the stronger position. And I have to say, J. Clough,
what?
I don't really feel like being serious about this game.
No, we have to, because Darvish actually very low. I think the percent damage is enough because
now
there is no heal. There's no heal.
There is
I
no
need
heal.
healing, but no, you will not get any. Okay. But Murden Q build over time, once you get those stacks, if you actually get the ammo out from the structures of the towers, and also it does tons and tons of damage. If you get like 40 stacks, you do over 1.5k damage with the Q damage onto like forts or keeps. So late, but okay, that's late game. So if we are talking about late game, maybe the game will be over by then. Maybe
at the 50-minute mark, Murden will be able to one-shot someone with his Q. That's what they're going for here.
Let's see without. Well, they do not have healing. Well, that's going to lack the sustain from them when they want to actually. But this game.
L5 get the boss. L5 get the curse.
Ooh,
L5 get
curse.
level 10. Is this going to be a 7-minute core, G Clough?
But I don't think so because Darvish. Look at that.
Jungha misses his heroics, so.
This will be a gigantic push. Maybe into the keep. Who knows?
This could be core. I'm not joking, J Clough. From what we saw of this match so far, this could very well be core. That's going to be a pickoff because there is no support to save him.
They hit 10. And Morden is gone. Oh, perfect Void Prison.
Value Void Prison. This is surely going to turn the game around.
A little late on the dunk. Does tons of damage though. Does come out with the healing. Haymaker coming out from. This is insane. Gets kill onto Martial. Chom's clone is doing some damage, but the boss is still, I'd say, about 90% health.
Oh, but Swoi is going to fall. The laser both doing work.
To trade.
This is still going to be a keep, though, isn't it? Unless Hamelin, if Hamelin had Void Prison available, then perhaps it wouldn't have been.
The cleave build is working, but he has Wormhole. He can. It's okay. The time's gone, and Haymaker.
Used again in the team fight. A very extended team fight as we see here. Junga manages to escape with Rush Stalker. The keep is going to go down though, and Hooligan falls.
Okay, this was the best team fight from Raven in all games today.
So we can count on them to turn this game around, despite having lost a keep.
This team fight was very good because of all the overextension of L5, because they will be winning the late game. They already know, and all they wanted is the keep, and they got it in 7 minutes into the game. So, and they have the macro too with the Dehaka. I think they're very solid, and looks like the series can close out in game number 3. But with this boss, pretty good shot calling too. Not really. I can't really penalize anything for this, and they were pretty. I'd say they didn't lose any time with the shot calling right after those kills, right after the curse. They went for the boss. Now, with the boss, they can push this one out, but Hooligan is already here to stop that from happening.
Quick disintegration onto the Cocoon bursted parts immediately, and I have to say, a lot of things Raven did in this game were nonsensical, the brunt of it being the draft, but the Asmodan, as much as the pick makes no sense, his Qs have been absolutely amazing. Not this one, but in the last few team fights, he has been landing those Qs onto 3 members, 4 members, oftentimes with Blackpool, and that's why these team fights are at least giving the semblance of working out. Yeah. So
it did tons of damage, especially towards the back line, and Marthael, that's exactly why, and Last Right has not been too effective, of course. But I'd say that's a pretty good option when there's no support on the other side.
Again, very decent. Asmo dunk coming out from.
Also clears wave pretty well at the same time. There's the cleave coming out from Hamlin. The Cocoon, the dive, does not connect onto NMX. But basically no damage onto Hooligan at all. There's a stun onto Darvish. Silenced. Great Void Prison, but already lost their tank. And Swoi seems to be very focused. There's the Storm, trapping 2. And that's the kill.
The huge difference in sustain between the two teams definitely seems to be hampering Raven's progress in these team fights. You can see that it's not like the Asmodan was a horrible pick. It's really the lack of a support that's hurting them. Do you think that maybe instead of picking Morden last, they should have went with a support and tried to make Asmodan the main tank?
I do not know, and I literally do not know as the core is going down. It is going to be game over, or is it going to be game over? It is! And L5 takes game number 3, and that seemed like an easy game for L5.
SD looks flummoxed on camera by the events that happened in the last game, and I don't know. We definitely did mention the possibility that Raven was going to go for a more trollish, more clowny draft because they are prone to doing this. Oftentimes when they're 2-0 down, they did it again today. But what threw us off, I think, was that the early part of the draft was going so well on both sides, so it was looking to be a very competitive game. Raven looked so dedicated to seeing us out until they suddenly locked in Asmodan and Morden at the very last second of their last rotation in the draft. So I am not entirely sure if this was actually a trollish idea or something that they had tinkered with in scrims. I mean, the game didn't really plan out as planned for Raven.
Of course.
So we had to be a little bit disrespectful about it because things were happening in such a funny manner. But maybe they really tried this out in scrims. Maybe it had worked. And against L5, you know, you can't really have good chances even if you secure a serious perfect draft. So
I think you called it right in between when Jungha took the kill onto Avatar.
yeah, that was
the game
when
was
the game
over.
ended. Yeah.
Yes. And Avatar, I think one death. That was the only one, but we didn't really see any special crazy moments of Avatar happening there. So, but that was the draft, and that's the end of the series. It's this feeling you get, was that the best draft? I don't think so, and I don't think so with the Haymaker coming in. If you do not have your support, maybe just be more tanky with just taking Avatar and try to soak for more damage. And because you do not have the burst, Asmodan can bring in the burst, but cannot really secure a kill. So that's the question.
I also wonder, what if the Avatar had just gone the full healing route?
Yeah.
Then maybe they might have had a slight bit of more sustain in those extended team fights, because those were really, really extended team fights, if you recall, and that could have been big. Instead, the Avatar, Chom's Avatar, went the full Mines build, and I really couldn't understand the justification behind that. Sure, the Mines build is okay, especially on large maps such as Cursed Hollow, but if you were going for a zero sustain composition like Raven were going for, then why don't you add to that burst? Because getting the reset onto Laming is so crucial in the team fights. So I would have liked to see him go for the symbiote build, the traditional one that gives you a little bit extra oomph in team fights. So a lot of things Raven could have done differently for this game to have been more competitive.
Yep, that's right. And with that, and we're going right into the interview with L5. We do not know who it is